This is the sew along for the Greenstyle Monaco tank. In this sewing tutorial, I will be sewing the square neck, high back, wide Armscye, 3/8 inch binding with a narrow placket. Cut 1 front bodice B1 on the fold. Be sure to mark placket markings that correspond with your finished placket width if sewing the optional placket, and mark notches on the Armscye. Cut 1 back bodice B2 on the fold, marking notches on the Armscye. For the narrow placket, cut 2 P1 as mirrored images. For the 3/8 inch finished binding width option, I will cut 2 wide Armscyes C2, and for the square front high back neckline, I will cut 1 C7 on the fold. Be sure to mark all notches. Cut 2 placket P1 out of a knit interfacing, and cut 1 additional strip of knit interfacing 1 1/4 inch wide and 3/4 inch longer than the length of the placket outline on the bodice B1. Iron the long strip of knit interfacing to the wrong side of the front bodice, centering on the placket markings. Stay stitch along the placket markings, creating a basted rectangle. Baste 3/8 inch from the center line for the narrow placket option. Place the front bodice and back bodice right sides together, aligning at the shoulders and the side seam. Sew the side seam and the shoulders with a 3/8 inch seam allowance using a stretch stitch or serger. After assembly of the front and back bodice, it's highly recommended to try the garment on for personal preference. Areas to check include length of the Armscye, width or gaping in the Armscye, and overall fit at the side seam. Adjust for personal preference. Note that doing so may adjust the length of the bindings and placket accordingly. Fold the neck binding in half along the long edge, right sides together. Sew the short end with a 3/8 inch seam allowance using a straight stitch. Place the neckline binding around the neckline of the bodice, right sides together, aligning the raw edge of the binding to the raw edge of the neckline. Align the notches on the binding to center front, seam at the shoulder. The seam allowance of the neck binding will be at center back. Binding will need to be stretched slightly to fit. For the 3/8 inch finished binding, use a 3/8 inch seam allowance and sew around the neckline using a narrow stretch stitch. In order to avoid puckering of the bodice fabric, it can be helpful to sew with the bodice fabric on top and the binding against the machine's feed dogs. Stretch the binding just slightly to lay flush with the bodice neckline as you sew along. Turn the tank inside out. Fold the unsewn edge of the neckline binding around the stitch line towards the raw edge of the neckline. Fold the binding again towards the wrong side of the bodice, fully encasing the raw edge of the neckline. This effectively folds the binding into thirds. This is not a double fold bias finish. The raw edge of the neckline binding will now align or just cover the stitch line from step 6. Press the neckline binding where it folds over the neckline. Pin down the binding in multiple locations around the neckline. Using a cover stitch or narrow stretch stitch, top stitch the neck binding, being sure to catch the wrong side of the neck binding on the wrong side of the garment. Repeat the process used to install the neckline binding when installing the Armscye binding. Fold the Armscye in half along the long edges, right side together, and sew the short end with a 3/8 inch seam allowance using a straight stitch. Place the Armscye binding around the Armscye of the bodice, aligning the raw edge. The seam of the Armscye binding will align to the side seam at the bottom of the Armscye. Align all 3 notches around the Armscye. Note that the stretch will be greater along the lower half of the Armscye than the top. This is to ensure that the shoulder lays flat. For the 3-inch finished binding, use a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Fold the unsewn edge of the Armscye binding around the stitch line. Fold the binding again around the raw edge of the Armscye. The Armscye binding will extend just past the stitch line from step 10. Press in place. Pin in multiple locations around the Armscye. Using a cover stitch or narrow stretch stitch, top stitch the Armscye binding, being sure to catch the raw edge of the binding on the wrong side of the bodice. Repeat the process for the other arm. Fold the raw edge of the hemline 5/8 inch to the wrong side. Press with an iron. And top stitch with a cover stitch or stretch stitch. Cut down the center line of your assembled tank, stopping at the top of the triangle marked from the notches on B1. Cut out at a 45-degree angle to the corners of your stay stitch rectangle basted in step 3. Be careful not to cut into your stitch line. Iron knit interfacing onto the wrong side of the placket. For the square neckline and narrow view, I will be cutting P1 in the shorter length. Fold one long edge of the placket 3/8 inch to the wrong side and press with an iron. Fold the placket again right sides together so that the 3/8 inch of the right side of the placket is visible and pin in place. Using a straight stitch, sew across the top of the placket with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Repeat the process with the second placket, folding the opposite side of this step in 15A if required by the direction of the fabric print. Turn the placket right side out and press with an iron. 3/8 inch of the interfaced wrong side of the placket should be visible. Align the raw edge of the placket to the cut center line. Align the top of the placket to the top of the neckline binding and pin down the raw edge. Sew down the placket with a 3/8 inch seam allowance using a straight stitch. Your stitch line will be right on top of your basted rectangle. Be sure not to catch the folded edge of your placket in the stitch line. Stop at the corner of the basted rectangle. Repeat on the opposite placket. Turn the placket right side out as worn. For the clean finished placket view, the neckline binding and the raw edge of the center bodice will be tucked into and encased by the placket. The folded long edge of the placket will align to the stitch line from step 17 or 18. Tuck the unfinished ends of the placket into the bottom of the basted rectangle. Ensure that you have no puckering. Align the right and left plackets on top of each other. The right placket should be on top as worn. Ensure the fabric on the front bodice is smooth without puckers at the corner. Flip the bodice fabric up to expose the bottom of the placket and the unsewn triangle. Pin the plackets in place, being sure not to catch the bodice. Stitch a straight line across the top of the triangle right atop your basted rectangular stitch line. This will sew the basted triangle to both layers of the placket. If desired, finish the short end of the placket with a serger or finishing stitch. Optionally, pressure tape can be used instead of pins to hold the finished edge of the placket in place. For the clean finish, we need to top stitch down the inner edge of the placket with a 1/8 inch seam allowance. It can be helpful to break the top stitching down into two parts. Sewing first on the right side as worn, begin at the top and top stitch down until approximately 1/2 inch from the bottom of the visible rectangle. backstitch to secure, and stop sewing to realign your placket so that the left placket, bottom placket, is aligned underneath the top placket. Resume stitching down the remainder of the placket and create a boxing design as desired. Now, top stitch up or down the other placket with a 1/8 inch seam allowance, lifting the top placket out of the way. Install faux or functional buttons or snaps to the placket. If buttons will be functional, put a button holes on the right side of the placket. Use between 4 and 7 buttons or snaps placed equal distance apart down the length of the placket. For a faux placket, you will be sewing through both the top and bottom layer of the placket as you sew the buttons in place. And with that, your Monaco tank is complete. We love to see your makes. Share on social media using the hashtag GSMonacoTank. Happy sewing, friends!